Yes, it's possible to graduate college and get a degree with no debt. Yeah, it's actually possible. I did it. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lucy, and as you see in the title, I'm here to help you acquire a college degree with zero debt. You heard that right. Yep, it is actually possible, and this is exactly how I did it. I graduated high school in 2012. Oh, I know, telling my age. And I always knew, of course, I'm African, I'm going to go to college, but at that time I knew I had to figure out how I'm going to pay for it. As first generation college graduate, everything was on me. Okay, I had to figure out, okay, I want to go to college, and I knew I didn't want to do nursing. I didn't want to do anything science-based. I've always loved media. I've always loved television. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I knew if that's what I want to do, I got to pay for it. Okay? Because if it was nursing or becoming a doctor or anything else, yes, I would have acquired the funds to go to college a lot easier. But I was like, if I am going to take the time to get a degree, I'm going to do what I want to do, because at the end of the day, even if I sign a loan, even if I get money from somewhere, it's going to be my responsibility at the end of the day to pay it back. Okay? So once I graduated, I got into private colleges. And if you know anything about private colleges, they are expensive. And at that time, I wanted to go to New York. I did not want to stay in Massachusetts. I did not want to go to college in Massachusetts. I was like, oh no. You know, everybody around me was going to college far away. So I was like, that's what I want to do. So a majority of the places that I applied to were out of state. But with out of state colleges, you have to pay out of state tuition. And when you're 17, 18, you don't really understand that. For you, you're just like, oh, I'm just going to get a loan. It's fine. Everybody, you know, is getting loans. But I could not really qualify for a lot of loans. My parents weren't going to sign off on a lot of my loans. Like, it was just a lot at that time. So I had to go to community college. Okay? And back in my day, when you're going to community college, that meant either A, you weren't the smartest person ever, or B, you just didn't apply anywhere. This was your last minute kind of thought. So I was really down about it. I was not in favor of going to community college. I did not want to go to a community college. But at that time, I was like, I can't go to a big college. I did not get scholarships to go to a big college. So this is my choice, okay? So I ended up going to Northern Essex Community College. It's in Haverhill, Mass. And at that time, the tuition was really, really low. I think it was $2,500 to $3,000 a semester, and they wouldn't allow you to take the most amount of classes during the semester. So if you take a full load, you can take 4 to 5 courses if you want it. Now, the first semester, because I literally applied the week before classes, I ended up having to take a lot of prerequisites, and I wasn't really sure that I was confident enough to go into communication. So a lot of my classes were prerequisites. And if you know anything about community college, it is a great bang for your buck. Okay, a lot of my teachers came from Bentley, came from prestigious colleges, so we were getting the same education as 4-year college students. Okay, so for me, that was great. It was far enough a drive away. I could still work. And one thing about community colleges, they're very flexible in their schedules, because they understand that 90% to 100%, actually 100% of the students are commuters. You know, it didn't have dorms, so they really curate the schedules and the classes for students to be able to work and go to school at the same time. So what I would do is I would pack my classes into 2 to 3 days a week, so I wouldn't have to drive to school every single day. So the first semester, I did not have a car. Honey, I was taking the bus. I was taking the bus, the city bus, to go to my classes, and I really really did not mind at that time because I wanted it so bad. You know, all my friends were dorming, all my friends were just partying and going to freshman parties. I was here at community college, you know. I would say the first couple of semesters, I didn't really see the benefit of it. I didn't really see long-term the benefit of it. So what I would do is my parents would help me pay for it, and at the end of the year when you file taxes, so from what, September to December, that's I think one semester. So when you file taxes, you get $2,500 back. So they would help me pay for that first semester, and then we would file taxes, and by the time the second semester was, the spring semester was due, I had that $2,500 and I would pour it into the tuition. So then I would only pay the difference, and that's the trick, okay? Taxes, a lot of people are afraid of tax returns or filing taxes during college. I know some people would say like, oh, what if they don't give me the money back, or what if they think I'm making too much money? No, file your taxes and claim that college credit, because when you get your money back, don't go shopping, don't go buy unnecessary things with your refund checks. Apply it back to your tuition, and that's how I would do it. And by the time it was the spring semester and all the semesters afterwards, I would be buddy with my guidance counselor like this, because at that point I started to realize, okay, I'm going to take communications with concentration in media studies. So I would tell her, put me in courses that would apply to my degree. Don't put me in prerequisites, don't put me in classes for just credit. I want classes that would literally be applied to my degree so I can graduate, so I'm not wasting my time or my money. So that is one trick that you need to know. If you know what you want to do, or you kind of don't know what you want to do, community college is the best route, because you can pick and choose your classes, you can drop them, and you're not paying thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? So I had a lot of family things going on around that time, so a lot of times I would either take not a full load of classes, or I would be part-time. So it took me quite a long time, okay? And right before I had a few more classes to graduate, I wanted to transfer out to a 4-year school. I was like, I'm about to transfer, I want to go to a 4-year school, and I did the whole thing. Like, I would ask for my credits, my transcripts, and somehow it just really it just would never really work out. And now I see that it was God really just stopping me from applying to a lot of schools and wasting my money. You know, there was one school that I wanted to go to in New Jersey, and my aunt was gonna co-sign for me. She is really good with finances. She read over the contract and she looked at me and she said, Lucy, you will never be able to pay off this student loan. It will acquire so much interest while you're in school. It will acquire interest after you graduate. Like, you will never be able to pay. And it's not like a prestigious school. And I was so sad. I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna talk to you for a couple months. Like, you just said no to me. This was like my only ticket for you to co-sign this loan for me so I can like move, I can be a dorming girl, you know, I can do all the things. But at that time, I didn't understand interest. I didn't understand APR. I didn't understand like what I would be signing up for. So after that didn't work out, I said, okay, let me just finish out this 2-year degree, at my associate's degree. Let me just finish it. And I am so glad that I did, because when you do a 2-year degree, so an associate's degree, and then you transfer to a 4-year school, you're saving money. Now, not just because you got an associate's degree the cheaper way, but once you transfer into a 4-year school, you don't have to do a lot of this freshman classes, the new student prerequisites. Like, they recognize that you got an associate's degree, so once you go into a 4-year school to finish out 2 more years so you can get your bachelor's. Like, you go right into the classes that will apply to your degree, because freshman year in a 4-year college, you take a lot of useless classes. They want to spend your money. Okay, you're there for 4 years. They spread those classes out. So I was like, no, thank God I just got this college degree. So after I graduated and got my associate's degree, I went to Salem State. Now, I didn't have to pay application fees or anything. It was really easy, because if you transfer from a community college in our state, and I think most states are like this, a lot of times they have programs where immediately they just sync your classes and your syllabus and everything that you learn right into the 4-year college. So they took all my classes. I did explore other state schools that wouldn't take my classes. They were trying to make me take my classes all over again, and I was like, no, I'm not about to pay for a math class that I already took. So Salem State was the best option for me, because they were going to take absolutely all my credits and apply them towards my bachelor's degree. Now, once I went 4-year college, the prices go up. Like, I was so used to paying $3,000 for a semester. Yeah, when you go to a 4-year college, you're paying like $3,000 for every like class or maybe 2 classes. Yeah, it changes. So I realized I can't afford to take a full load and be a student full-time. So once I went to Salem State, I quickly realized that there's no way I can afford a full-time class load. So I sat down and I was like, okay, each semester I can take 2 classes, because I was also working full-time, because I had to pay my bills. I have to be able to afford it. So I would take 2 classes per semester, and I was able to afford that with like a payment plan or whatever it may be, whatever they were offering. So I would do the same thing that I was doing at my community college, where I would take the semester, file my taxes, and apply to the following semester. But the trick was, the classes are accelerated, but they're cheaper in the summer. So once I saw that, I was like, I would take 2 classes, let's say the fall semester, and then I would take an accelerated class, which is like, I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks, some of the classes in the summer. And in the summer I would take maybe 2 or 3 classes, because they were a lot cheaper in the summer, because they're accelerated and they take less time, so you're not paying more per hour. I think that's how it is. So that I would rinse and repeat. This method took a lot longer for me to be able to graduate, but at the end of the day, it was the best way that I could be able to work full-time. I could get my college degree, and I could get the degree that I wanted in the subject that I wanted. And I had incredible teachers. I had the same experience as most students. The only difference is I just wasn't dorming at my 4-year college, and then I would only go twice a week. So I would make my classes in the morning, only twice a week, so only drive there. And then the pandemic hit, which honestly, it was a blessing in disguise, because I didn't have to drive an hour to an 8 a.m. class. I was just like taking the class at home or at work, and it was great for me, even for an internship, because we had to have an internship in order to graduate. I was able to find like an online internship at like AT&T in order for me to be able to graduate. And that's how I did it. Rinse and repeat. I would apply the tax refund money to the following semester, and I would do that over and over again. Now, Now, the tips that I would give anybody who is really starting their college degree or wants a college degree and doesn't want to take out student loans or does not qualify for financial aid, you need to have a really good idea of what you want to do. Now, if you only want to get a college degree but you're not really sure, or you're wrestling between two subject matters that you want to do, I would say definitely go the community college route, right? It's a lot cheaper. You're getting the same education, and it's just a different environment. It's just a different school type, because it's a 2-year school instead of a 4-year school. I always tell everybody, if you're graduating from high school or you simply just want a degree, community college is the best and cheapest route if you don't have a full ride to college, okay? Anybody really that I graduated with that doesn't have major loans or didn't take out some kind of loan or like isn't making some kind of payment. Now, granted, everybody did take a shorter time than me, but at the end of the day, what is really important to you? You know, you're going to get that degree, you're going to graduate, but you have to decide if graduating in 4 years is more important to you than having no debt. And for me, circumstances aligned for me, and after I graduated, I look back now and I'm just like, wow, God really did his thing with this one, because it was not the educational journey that I predicted. If you told me that's what I was going to do in high school, I'd have been like, no, I'm going to be dorming. I'm going to be a baddie out of state. I'm going to do the quintessential traditional route. But no, God said no. Now, the cons for doing it this way, or in this, the way that I did it, the cons were I didn't really make a lot of college friends. I didn't make any college friends really, like here and there, because I was rushing out of class to go to work. So I missed out on that sense of community that you would get dorming, you would get living with everybody else who has the same commonality, which is getting a degree, living on campus. Like I didn't have that autonomy, so I really missed out on that. I really missed out on like the whole college experience, simply because I was a commuter, right? Like I had responsibilities. I had to go to work, and the way I took classes was really not traditional. But at the same time, when I was in undergrad, the pandemic hit. So whether I was dorming or not, I wouldn't have gotten that sense of community, that sense of just having people around who are just like me, because I would have had to take classes at home anyways. So it kind of like worked out for me. And that's also a decision that you have to make. Is that really a big deal for you? You know, I know when you're graduating high school, you kind of under a lot of pressure where everybody's dorming, right? Everybody's like decorating their dorms, and it was really sad for me in the beginning. But now that I look back, who knows what God saved me from? Who knows the things that I would have gotten myself into? And at the end of the day, you're gonna have that degree on your wall just like everybody else, regardless of how long it took you. You're gonna have that degree in your office. You're gonna go on and have a career, and like you've actually establish something and accomplish something, and it won't matter how long it took you. It really won't. But that monthly payment that be knocking at your door will. Like, I live a life where I have that degree just like everybody else around me, but I don't have to worry about the payment. I don't have to worry about student loan relief. Like Biden, yeah, he's not concerned about it. Take the sacrifice now for the benefit later. Really enjoy acquiring knowledge. This method and the way I acquired my college degree just really put a fire up under me and really showed me what I'm really capable of, regardless of whatever I'm going through, regardless of the things that are around me. When life is lifing, I keep my head on straight. I set my goals, and I will keep doing it until I do not stop. And that is the mentality that you need to have, because it will make the degree that much more worth it, and you will take classes that you want. You will find your purpose in what you're doing. You're not just doing it for anybody else. You have to do it for you, okay, and nobody else, period. That's my story. That's how I ended up getting a college degree with absolutely no debt. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. But it is absolutely doable. It is absolutely an accomplishment that you can make to have a college degree without having debt. It is possible. You can take the route that I took, or any other route, or slow down, or it may take longer, but it is possible and you can do it. Subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna do more of these. I really love helping people kind of navigate where they are in life, and just showing that there's different ways than the traditional route of doing things in life. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.